Are you possibly struggling with contest number 6? Well, in today's video, I have 3 different comps that you can use to easily win all of your games for contest number 6. I'll tell you everything you need to know, so basically I'll tell you all the strategy you need to know for each of the comps. I'll also tell you the best angelic and demonic power-ups for each of the brawler, and much more. So, without wasting your time, let's get straight into the video. So, starting off, we have the mode Soul Collector. Now, I will explain really quickly how it works, but if you guys are interested in knowing it to a more deeper level, I did explain it in contest number 3, but yeah, let me now explain how the mode works. Now, the mode works really simply. It's basically a point system and you need to get 6 points, which is really easy. Now, when you kill the enemy team, they drop a skull, and that skull is basically 1 point. It gives you 1 point to your total score. So you basically need to kill the enemy team 6 times and also collect the skulls that they will drop on top of them. And when you collect it, it basically adds 1 point to your score, as I did say. Also, the skulls do disappear over time, so if you don't collect it, they will disappear. Now, if the enemy team kills you, you also drop a skull. The thing is, you cannot collect your own skulls. So basically, the skulls that you can collect, they are in the color blue, and the skulls you cannot collect are in the color red. And yeah, now that you know how the mode works, let me quickly just explain about laning. I did explain this before, so some of you already know it. And also, if you are in a professional level of playing Brawl Stars, you also know this. So basically, laning is really simple. It's basically when you pick a side. Now, there's a left side, a middle side, and a right side. And basically, you want to stick to the side and play defensive, basically. That's basically what laning is. It's really simple. Now, the best example I can give you is if 2 of your teammates go on the right side, and then 1 of your teammates go in the middle side, your left lane is now open, meaning the enemy can push your left lane, and that can cause you troubles and get you cornered, which is not good. So always pick a side and choose the position and stay to it, basically. Alright, now that you guys know what laning is, let me go to the comps. So usually in my contest videos, I do show you a pay-to-win comp and also a free-to-play comp, but these comps are basically all, I would say, free-to-play except the second one. Now you can change a brawler. I'll tell you which brawler you can change it if you want to make it free-to-play. So yeah, let's start with the first comp. Now, the first comp is Spike, Piper, and Edgar. So let's start off with Spike. Now, Spike is really good in this mode as he has a super. Now, you want to play Spike because you can easily hit your shots and also for a super. Now, basically what I'm saying is if you have a teammate that basically cannot aim at all, tell them to go Spike. Also, Spike super is really good and I'll explain why. Now, the reason Spike super is really good for this mode is because when he slows down enemies, they're really slow, and basically what you can do is you can make Edgar or your teammate basically jump on top of the enemy and easily get 1 soul, and that is basically a free soul because you slow them down and they can basically not move at all since they are so slow. Another thing is it gives you a lot of area control. So if someone on the enemy team dies and they do try to like protect it, you can fire super, so they're going to have to back away. Or if your teammate dies and they drop a skull, you can easily also defend that by throwing your super if someone tries to go for it. So that way Spike is really good, and you also want Spike to go on the left lane. So now let's go to Piper. The reason Piper is so good on this map is because she is one of the only long-range brawlers that can basically defend herself when someone is pushing her. Now, what I mean by this is Piper has her super, which basically allows her to just jump away if someone is pushing her. Another thing is Piper has her gadget, which can also push back enemies. So if someone is trying to push you, you can easily push them back and kill them. So Piper's job is going to be pretty simple. It's basically to just hit your shots. Also, you want Piper to go in the middle lane. Now, the next brawler is Edgar, and Edgar is really important. So listen up, whoever's playing Edgar has to know exactly what to do. So whoever's playing Edgar on your team has to play him patiently. Now, I would suggest the shield gadget since you are going to play him patiently, but if your teammate or you are playing Edgar and you like rushing, you should go the other gadget. But just because you use the gadget doesn't mean you have to use his super. Now, whoever's playing Edgar has to know which brawler he's going to target at the start. So when the battle cards show up, you want to know which brawler you're going to target. And also, the thing is, you want to know how to target them correctly, because there are these power-ups. A lot of people are going the immunity power-up. So you want to see which brawler doesn't have immunity, and if Edgar can counter the brawler, for example Leon, then Edgar should be prioritizing on killing that specific brawler and targeting that brawler. Also, as I said, when the battle cards do show up, you're going to know who has immunity, so you also want to keep track on when they lose their immunity, because when they lose their immunity, that means you can jump on them and easily get a free point. Also, you want Edgar to go on the right lane. Now, the best angelic power-ups for each brawler is either immunity or speed. Now, I would suggest for Edgar to go speed, as it can help him a lot. Now, for the demonic power-ups, it's either going to be fire or speed. And yeah, with that, let's go to comp number 2. So, starting off with the comp, we have Tick, Kenji, and Byron. So, let's start off with Tick. Now, Tick is one of the throwers that can defend himself with his gadget or his super, and Tick's super is really good, so Tick in general is just good. And for this mode, he is pretty good at keeping area control, but the problems are a lot of enemy teams are going rushing brawlers, or they're going wall breakers, so that can be a problem for Tick, and you are going to have to play carefully. Now, you want Tick to take the right lane, as there is a big wall on that lane. Now, the next brawler is Kenji. Now, I would only suggest for you guys to play Kenji if you know what you're doing. Now, you basically want to be playing the patient game, and you kind of want to play like Edgar, so whatever I explained for Edgar, you want to apply to Kenji and these other brawlers that I'm going to tell you. So, another brawler you can replace Kenji with, since I said that I can make this a free-to-play comp, is either Fang or Mortis. Mortis I wouldn't really suggest, as he is very risky to play, honestly, but Fang is actually a pretty good replacement for Kenji. Now, if you don't have Kenji maxed out, of course. Now, the last brawler is Byron. Now, Byron is really good. He is basically just going to heal your enemies and be like a healer, but at the same time, you want him to be an attacker, basically attacking the enemies and also using his heals on his teammates. Now, for example, if a Kenji starts rushing the enemy brawler and he comes back with low HP, you want Byron to heal him, and Kenji can easily just go back into battle or play the patient game. Now, if you do want to replace Tick with another thrower, I would suggest Grom, so yeah. Now, for the power-ups, same apply as the last one. Like, basically the power-ups are going to be the same. I don't want to repeat myself, so whatever I said in strategy number 1, that's basically the same power-ups. It's the same power-ups for the angelic and on the demonic side. Like, the immunity just basically gives you another chance at life, which is really good, and the speed one is really good for tanks. As for the demonic side, the speed one is just really good in general, and the fire one is good to protect yourself against tanks. So basically what I'm saying, if you are on the demonic side and you are going a comp with a thrower, you do want the fire ability on the thrower, I would suggest. Oh yeah, I also forgot to tell you the laning for comp number 2. So basically you want Kenji to go left, you want Byron to take the middle lane, and you want Tick to take the right lane. Now, let's go into comp number 3. Now, comp number 3 is going to be really simple. It's going to be Piper, Colt, and Jean. Honestly, the laning doesn't matter, like any brawler can go into any lane for this one. And the strategy is going to be really simple. There's just going to be a strategy in general, so yeah. Now, the strategy for this one is for Colt to go the gadget, which basically breaks walls. And you want basically Colt and Piper to basically just destroy the walls. So you are going to make the map an open area. And this will easily just get you to just eliminate the brawlers, as the enemy team will usually have throwers and the rushing brawlers. So this will easily get you to just have the map open, and the enemy team is going to be at a disadvantage, making you easily win. Also, Jean and Piper can easily protect themselves while Colt can't. So Colt does have to stay a bit back, I would suggest. Now, how can Jean protect himself? I didn't explain that. Well, Jean can easily protect himself with the gadget. So make sure Jean has the proper gadget for this map. Ooh, also, for the angelic and demonic power-ups, I would actually change 2 of the brawlers' power-ups. And the brawlers that I'm talking about is Colt and Jean. So, something I would change for Colt and Jean is basically to have the power-up which basically gives you a shield, as it's really good on Colt and Jean, as they can easily hit their shots. Other than that, yeah, it's basically the same power-ups. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, if you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing, as it does help grow my channel. And yeah, have a good day and bye bye.